Now, the third and final exercise I use to better help me manage my mental health is getting into flow states. So flow is a much desired state of existence, even more difficult to describe, but I'm going to give it a go here. So I like to describe flow as a state of being in which time and thoughts cease to exist or cease to become perceptible. Do you remember when you were young having those moments where you would spend all day out playing, football, could be tennis, could be any kind of sport, where you again playing with your friends, and then next thing you know, you look and the sun's going down, the clouds are going orange and red as it's setting, and you're being called home for dinner, and the whole day just went like that. That is flow. That is where thoughts, that is a realm of existence where thoughts do not exist. So the question becomes, how do you then get into flow? What are the ingredients for getting into flow? I have a couple theories. The first is get into your body. Get into your body and out of your head. Many people are so disconnected from their physical bodies and they exist entirely up here in their head. A quick entry into flow begins by reconnecting with your arms, with your legs, with your heart, with all the very subtle kinetic senses that are going on inside this mechanism, this flesh suit. I find if you can better spend time and attention on things that you're really, really good at, and that produce positive emotions, or if you can engage in tasks that have a fairly steep and challenging learning curve, you can get into these states of flow. So the first one, finding something you're good at. I'm really good at lifting weights, so that is how I get into flow and I can lose all sense of time. I'm just starting to learn bouldering, so kind of like rock climbing, and I've had no prior experience with that before. It's really challenging, not just physically, but mentally as well, because it's a puzzle in how you better attack that wall, and where to put your hands, where to put your feet. So the trick is finding something that's not too difficult and not too easy, where the ingredients are just right to challenge you, to make it a sufficient challenge. And I'm really, I've spent, I think last Thursday, I spent 2 hours just climbing, and it went like that because there was such a good balance between how difficult it was and it not being too easy that I could just easily climb the wall. So this is the necessary engagement needed to get you into that state of just complete and utter absorption with the task in front of you. So here's what I've really come to understand with getting into flow, is that it negates the thought process. It's very, very difficult to give any mental energy to neurosis in flow. We as human beings just don't have the bandwidth, the attention span necessary to give all our energy to our negative emotions and something challenging or something that we love doing. Needless to say, it's very difficult to think about your depression and your stress if you're benching 3 plates, if you're under the weight of 4 plates in the barbell. It doesn't happen. But then again, gentlemen, these are just my theories. Take what is valuable, discard which is not, and I'll bring you something else very, very soon. Take care, my friends.